Okay, so I am on chapter 8 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I need a story like this. I feel like I hit a dry spell. Um, Probably 6 months ago, I read Ready Player One. Then I read um, Project Hail Mary. And then I read, what else did I read that was like just a fun read? I forgot. It was another fun, why can't I remember it? It was another fun read, whatever it was. It was just like page turner, like really enjoyable to read. And then I went on a drought for a little while where I couldn't find another book like that. I was kind of craving like a little bit of I guess like a video game kind of flavor. Like Ready Player One, not the greatest written book of all time, but just a fun, enjoyable read. And Dungeon Crawler Carl is that. To me, Dungeon Crawler Carl so far. Again, I'm in chapter 8. The cat just started to talk, and they're about to go embark on this little journey together, which is really cute. The cat, said she wanted Carl to come along. It's a cute little journey. But so far, it feels like, what if Kronk from Emperor's New Groove and Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, what if both of them were transported into the Hunger Games and were competing, but they were competing together? But also, what if the Hunger Games had, patrons that were actually, what if they were treating their people like the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What if like there was a trainer that was like that? That's what you have in Mordecai. I have to say I'm enjoying the book, and I think there's a point where I think about books like these that they're not, again, I don't think this is going to be a particularly deep book. Like this isn't going to be like a Lord of the Rings, or even, to be completely honest, I don't think this is necessarily going to be like a Harry Potter. Maybe they're going to pull out some like crazy philosophical things in this book, and there's going to be like some really beautiful themes in this book. But it just feels like a fun read. And it was funny because in the time where I was having the drought of reading like fun books versus like really, really great books, I was struggling because I was listening to books that just were not catching my attention, and people swear by them. Like I was trying to read American Gods, and I just gave up after like a quarter of the way through it, because it just didn't feel like it was going anywhere. It just was boring. The writing just didn't seem to grab me all that much, and people praise him as a really great writer, but I just don't think that he is as good as people think he is. I've only read like 2 books from him, so I can't really say that much, but it was just boring to me. I tried other books that were just kind of boring to me. And I was getting into other stuff like from George R. R. Martin with The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is really enjoyable. But it was just a different kind of take. That's a bit more fantasy. This book is just a fun page turner. And I wish some authors would just try to stop being such incredible writers and just tell a really good story. I think, again, this is the thing that I was talking about before in the other video, but this is where you have storytellers versus writers. And very rarely do those two things meet. Because I think there are some people who are really good writers who don't know how to tell a story. My favorite writer of all time is Marilyn Robinson. I don't think she tells a good story. She knows how to like write good stories, and she knows how to write them beautifully, but her stories are so boring. Like nothing really ever happens in them. And then you have like a writer like Matt Dinniman, who I think he's not the greatest writer, although he is arguably a very, very skilled writer at just becoming invisible. Like he doesn't jump out of the page. And he's not like trying to get your attention to have you say, oh my gosh, this guy's an incredible writer. He's just like a good, adequate writer. He's just writing a fun story. And I find myself craving that more and more. Like I think it's healthy to go back and forth between the two. But Dungeon Crawler Carl is just a really fun read so far. Now, I don't really have a ton of predictions for what's going to happen. I think Mordecai is going to come up later on. I don't really trust him. I don't know if he's going to come up and stab them in the back later or something like that. Maybe he's really the mastermind behind this whole thing. But I do, this is one of those where I just don't think that it's not like a mystery novel really. It's just like an action adventure novel. And I'm just enjoying the ride. Like I don't have a ton of guesses for what's going to happen. It doesn't feel like a Sanderson novel where I have to go, oh, like what's going on here? And maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, or maybe I'll just be surprised because I'm already in a pleasant mood with this book. Maybe I'll be surprised later to see that there's actual real depth in this book, and there's some psychological, philosophical battle that they're really encountering. But it's funny too because the main character essentially gets abducted. Everyone on Earth dies except for the people who are the dungeon crawlers, and he doesn't seem to have that much grief about it. He's like a loner, so yeah, sure, but like I guess it's just survival. But I kind of respect an author who doesn't give like um an emotional range to some characters. That sounds terrible, but I like it because it's just like a fun story. Like I don't want to sometimes have an over-explained psyche of this character and what they're going through psychologically for, the death of people that they love. I just want someone to get dropped into a maze that aliens have created and have to descend onto these 18 levels of this maze, or is it 20 levels of this maze, or 19, and just to see how far they get. I mean, I think they said no one has gotten past the 13th level. So we definitely know that Dungeon Crawler Carl is really going to get past that. He's going to probably get to the final level. But also the cat just put this little crown on that said they have to kill every member of some weird family in the 11th level. So there's just fun little things that are going on here. It's a really easy book to listen to. It's really easy to follow. I'm just like having a really good time with this book so far, and it's just filling a void that I really needed in my life between books that I think are brilliantly written and good stories. Like I just finished Lord of the Rings, and then I'm reading classics who there's good stories in there, but like I'm reading Wuthering Heights and it's just brutal right now. I can't stand the book. And then I'm reading Harry Potter for the 50th time, which is really fun. I'm reading A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and I'm going to start reading a Game of Thrones soon. And I'm reading some really great books, but I just need sometimes a fun page turner for good listens. And this is really filling that void. Don't know if I have really that many other guesses. I feel like maybe Carl's ex-girlfriend is going to be in this somewhere, and they're going to end up meeting or something like that. The cat is definitely going to come into play huge, and they're going to be a really cute duo, and they're going to get lots of patrons because the cat is really the main person in charge, and Carl's really the cat's pet. So there's just funny little things. There was literally some laugh out loud moments when I was listening to this on a walk, and I had 2 moments where I just kind of burst out laughing because they were just funny. The cat's voice was one of the funny parts to me. The voice actor is just excellent so far, and how he's creating and crafting this story with all the characters and everything. So again, I don't have much to say. I'm in chapter 8, and they're kind of just starting the crawl, and it's just a really enjoyable read so far. That's really all I got. Don't have that many predictions. Maybe if there's a few chapters I will have predictions on, I'll make sure I record those, but I'm just going to do this in chunks every 2 or 3 days. As soon as I finish a chunk of chapters, I'll just kind of come back and report what I think, what I feel, and then we'll just go from there. So yeah, not much else to report other than that. There's not many characters in the novel so far. I have a bad feeling that goblin family might come back that he messed with in the first few chapters. He's got a bunch of the cats a bit wiser than him, a bit more intelligent. I love that they had a little connection too. That Carl was looking for apartments that would take cats. They're a cute little duo, and I'm kind of happy for it. But it just does again feel like Kronk and Yzma if they were thrown into Hunger Games, which what a fantastic concept for a novel, to be completely honest. I am loving it. So again, that's all I got for you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe for more of the journey, and I'm gonna go through some more Brandon Sanderson stuff pretty soon too. After I do this, I'll probably go back to Sanderson and maybe flip flop between some of the Dinniman and Sanderson. There's some other fun books I'm just gonna talk about too. So this channel is just gonna be the fun reads that we have. So make sure you subscribe. You can like the video too, and I'll see you in the next one.